Alright, hello YouTube. This is me back again. Um, Continuing on with the challenge that I was working on before. So last time we managed to complete the basic challenge goals, and now we're going to work through 1, 2, 3, and 4 in each their own video. So we're going to start with difficulties. Difficulties is what we're doing today, and instead of just typing it out, I'm going to try and work through it step by step, kind of as I go along, and maybe skip anything that is extremely tedious, some research I do or anything. So what I want to do is I want to set up 3 new difficulties. Create 3 difficulties. Options selected before play. These grant... Oh, I forgot to put in a death condition, actually. Last time I realized I didn't put in a lose condition at all. In fact, what I need to do is I need to drop another else if statement in here before we carry on, and we're gonna say if G is greater than, and for now I'm just gonna pretend that that we have everything set up to go for difficulty with this one. If guesses is greater than my guess limit, I'm only in cruel difficulty. I just killed the boss at the end of the 3rd act, but that boss kill was like 45 deaths for me, so I've literally just quit until I can get this computer fixed. So if G is greater than G limit, then we're gonna go leaving. And I can add something here to let them know. Print, well, you suck. And then this syntax crap is just ticking me off because if comments aren't like fucking working properly. Well, you suck. And then, so let's define G limit up here is equal to, I don't know, 3. These grant extra attempts and increase the range. So now the other thing there is I'm gonna have to change this actual range from 0 and 20 to 0 and diff range, I guess, or I could call it just DR, difficulty rating. Set it to 1 by default, so welcome. And we'll comment this out for now and carry on. Print, please select difficulty. And then we're going to print easy. And then we're going to print, whoops, medium. And we're going to print hard. I'm going to save. Oops, I forgot to put these little bad boys in. And then we will go input, doop, because I like that way. And then, okay, we need to define this as GRS equals So there's a way to force everything into upper. So basically they're going to give me a difficulty rating select, difficulty rating selection, and then I am going to, actually, let's just keep it all consistent. Turn dr cell into, we're going to go lower dot, or is it string dot lower? Strings. Will this give me the information I need? String methods or string formatting? String dot, it's string dot, but then there's also, oh yeah, str dot lower, return a copy. Okay, so str dot lower of dr select is basically what's going to happen here. So we're going to take dr select and convert it to a lowercase version, guarantee a lowercase version of whatever they put in here. And then we need to run the input against a selection. So if dr cell is equal to E, we will set the difficulty rating to 1. And then else if dr selection equals medium, we'll set the difficulty rating to 2. Actually, set difficulty rating 0, difficulty rating 1. By default, difficulty rating is 0. By default, the limit is 0. And finally, LF difficulty rating selection equals hard. Forgot the quotation marks on this one. Then difficulty rating equals 2, and that is all I'm going to do for that. Else we can just return, I guess, because it's not going to be returning anything. It's just going to if, else, and then go to the game. So now that we've got our difficulty rating, we need to use the difficulty rating. So from game, yeah, we're running all of that stuff in game. Within game, I'm just going to note this. Game function determines all game settings and preps for game. And then welcome is my welcome func gathers input and options, I guess. Actually, so this welcome function here is like basically a title screen. So, I want to make sure these are all determined outside, and we're not using dr select anymore, we're using difficulty rating, so that's good. But I want that difficulty rating variable here now. And I also want glimits. And here I need glimit as well. I wonder if I can actually create a variable or some sort of function-like thing that would just allow me to import a series of global functions from the same script into a particular function, as opposed to inputting them every single time. Like, I don't even know if this is necessary. I feel like what this is supposed to do is it gives you the value that is here, and lets you mess with what's here as opposed to just messing with that variable within itself. But then when I think about it, is it even really necessary for me to let these ones be manipulated? Do they even have to exist? I think they have to exist. At which point then it wouldn't make any sense for me not to manipulate them as globals because I'm working with a bunch of different functions. Yeah, I think that's probably the best logic to carry on with. So now we need to prep for the game. So we need to basically set our G limit based on the difficulty rating. So we're going to go if dr is equal to 1, is equal to 0 actually, then our G limit is equal to 3 attempts. Else if our difficulty rating is equal to 1, which is medium, our limitation to attempts is going to be 10 full attempts. And finally, if our rating is 2, which is hard, our limit is going to be 16. And then finally, just for good measure, drop a return function in there. Basically what this will do is if we wind up getting a return, or if dr returns something that's not something we're expecting, the whole thing will just return out, and I can actually give myself an error message. There, now I have a full error function right there. That's an error. Nice. God, I love this stuff. So we've set our G limit, but the other thing that we need to set based on difficulty is actually our range. So, oh yeah, difficulty rating is the range. I forgot about that. Shoot. Okay. So difficulty rating is our range. Then our G limit is our... Okay. Yeah, I want difficulty rating to stay the same. So we'll go to 0 to max, I guess. Max number. And then we'll set max n based on this shit, which means that this actually really needs to be below that statement. We need to determine this after this runs, because max n is going to get determined here. And for this purpose, we're going to create a max n variable as well to manipulate. I'll bring max n into here as well. It's a bit, break up my code a bit. I want to leave 3 spaces between my functions. 1 spot for a comment. So, if difficulty rating equals 0, then our max number of attempts is equal to, or not max number, max variable basically, max number that we can encounter is going to be 50. And for this one is going to equal 100. And then I think that's actually it. Else if G is greater than G limit, G limit is determined by... Okay. Let's save it and run it and see how things go, shall we? Invalid syntax. Right off the hop. Is double equal because math. Technically. Math is... it's an equation. We're comparing this, or evaluating this against this, as opposed to proclaiming this is this. So I don't think there's anywhere else I need to worry about that in me code. Let's run again. Invalid syntax. What? I just fixed you. Oh, difficulty rating. What? Oh yeah. Difficulty rating versus... I did my difficulty rating selection. Ugh. Alright, save and run that one, see how this goes. Alright, now I get a difficulty selection. Let's choose easy to start. I guessed high. The number was 5. It took me 2 tries to figure it out. Cool. Let's run that again. And I'm going to try a harder difficulty this time. See, actually now it reads, take a guess between 1 and... But of course, I don't actually want it to do that. I want it to do this. Take a guess between 1 and my max number. And then we'll save that. And we'll return out of this function. Oh, it wanted me to take a guess. I wonder if I errored out of it, or if it's still trying to run. No, it's not trying to run. Cool. So, let's run it again. Invalid syntax. Why are you giving me invalid syntax? Because of this. You fiendish fool. Except I don't actually want that. Because it's going to put a space between them, I'm sure. Yeah, it does. Do you see that? I don't want that space there. Does that fix that? I think that fixes that. It also gave me a 0 feed. Is it gonna error me? I want it to just fail me at least. Okay, so that was interesting. See if G exceeds G limit, where G limit is determined here by my difficulty rating. So difficulty rating 1. So I select my difficulty. Let's just try this again, see what I get. Oh, whoa. Okay, that didn't work at all. Let's just leave it like this for now. However, it's not giving me max n properly, so it's not determining max n properly. Unfortunately. Do we... Ah, because we didn't import max n into here. Do we have difficulty rating in here? Yeah, no, I actually need to bring my globals into here. Do I have any other functions? Oh, yeah. Except for, I think drcell is just, yeah, drcell is part of this function. So let's see if that works. We're gonna go with hard between 1 and 100, 50. Guess low, so it's 75. 85. 95. 98. 97. 96. Took me 7 tries. Now let's run that again, but this time let's fail. So it's gonna want me to fail for hard. Our limit is 16. So 13, 14, 15, it should fail me. It's not failing me. Can I just return? Yeah, that's gonna give me ridiculous errors. So what am I missing? Global G limit. Versus G. I've got G and G limit. So global G and G limit are both here. We've got number and we've got max number. Should be all we need. Max number. So G equals G plus 1. You know what? I'm going to iterate. I'm going to just print G every time we go through this to just make sure that it's iterating. Well, you suck. And then the other thing is it actually working through this? Because I don't think ifs are loops. No, fors are loops. So I can put a different if statement outside of this one. I think. So if G ever becomes greater than max, no, G limit, then print you suck, and then return. Else we return, because it doesn't matter. That shouldn't be happening. So let's save that and just try that and see if that doesn't fix it. We've also got some debugging in there, which is nice. So let's go for medium. So there's our first iteration. So we're getting good iteration here. I should only get 6 guesses here. See, now it's not checking G against G limit. I'm iterating G, but is my G limit actually determined now? That's what I wonder. As soon as I think, okay, let's go print, you only have G limit. Attempts to get it right. Save and run that. as a debug. I have 16 attempts. Okay. Seven, 8. And now it's not returning. So, oh, I don't want it to return. I want it to leave. Else leave. Actually, else return. I don't want it to do anything if it gets an else for that one. Do nothing. Now let's run it again. Go easy. Gives me 3 attempts. And it's still not crashing. However, okay, so what's this? What just happened? It gave me... It gave me an else. It didn't though. It gave me an error when I... What the hell? I just gave it a blank return. Can I do that again? Yeah, that is an error. Invalid literal for integer with base 10. So, my guess equals input. And if my guess is not equal to operands. What are my operands? Operands, operands, operands. Not equal to, 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 not equal to. Operands, operands, not equal to, not equal to. Operands, not equal to. If statements. No, just show me does not equal. If my guess... I don't know how to go about doing this. I want to just basically ensure that I get a input, and if they don't give me an input, I want it to cycle back and get another input. So... So if my guess does not equal, which, give me fucking does not equal, I don't understand. Here we go. Is that it? I think that's it. I'm pretty sure that's it. Okay, so if my guess does not equal if my guess is not greater, if my guess is less than okay, if my guess is outside of a range, which is if 0 is smaller than my guess, which is smaller than 101, That doesn't work either. Oh, because it's not leave, it's leaving. You fucking idiot. But I still need this if statement. Because if I can't get... Okay, so I'll get an input. Convert it to a string first, I guess. And then check for integer integrity. If my guess does not equal, I want it to not equal any integer. So if my guess does not equal so is instance variable int so how do I go about using this? Dot is underscore integer. Okay. If where am I? If my guess dot is integer is underscore integer. If my guess is integer equals false, then my guess... Oh, can I put flags and return to flags? That'd be cool. Python flags. While if my guess is integer is false, my guess print you did not input a valid integer. Valid real number. Positive integer. Please put in a new integer. I kind of want to sort this all differently now, but I think I can re-script it later. I'll just clean it up, clean up my code a bit later. Is there any way for me to tell how long I've been recording? Not that I can see. Okay. So, we still have the problem of I can put this but this isn't going to help me because now they can just put a non-integer variable in again and it's just going to error me out. Oh, I know. So let's actually just go like this. If we run the same script again, it'll go from the top, give me the guess, and it'll also print out you didn't put in a valid integer. Hopefully this works. Invalid syntax. Double equals. Error day. Error frickin' day. Easy. No number. It didn't work. Okay, let's run it again and see what happens if I put a string in. Nothing. It doesn't even check. It says, so, take a guess between 1 and 20. My guess is an input, and then I integer it. If my guess is integer is false, so how about we go is integer, then nothing happens, and then else if I don't think the return function is going to actually do anything there. Actually, just straight up else. Work? Work? Expected an indented block. Do my else's actually? No, they don't. Because it's expecting an indented block here, I guess. So, can I just go... Can I just save that and run it? Okay, well else you have an indented block. It's print and guess. So, what are you demanding from me? Let's just put a return in here and see what that does. Okay, so it works hard, but it doesn't work. So is integer is not my function. Is instance. is instance 3 int. Why 3? Why are they using 3? Variable int is instance variable int. Let's get an output from that, see what that's giving me. So let's just comment these out for now. And then try a fucking slightly different method. So let's just get a readout actually of is instance. See what is instance is giving me. Print is instance for my guess. Actually, you know what? This probably just won't work, based on the fact that I'm turning it into an integer. No matter what it actually is, no matter what input is given, it gets turned into an integer. So no matter what, I think this is going to return integer. Actually, this is, I think, where my error's happening. Line 70. Let's see what happens. Yep, it's in line 70. So it literally isn't able to take the input and turn it into an integer, so therefore it won't work. So there needs to be some way I can make sure this won't happen anymore. You know what? This is, in all honesty, a bit of a waste of time right now. I can fix this a little bit later as a bit more of an expansion to this, but I think I want to deal with that after I clean this code up. In the meantime, I'm going to continue to work on this fail state. So I think the fail state should actually be working right now. So we just go easy. Well, fuck. I guessed it. First try. Nope. My fail state isn't working. So, it's basically going to keep on cycling through this one. So I think then the first thing I have to do is actually check. So after it equals, we check if it equals. What we'll do is guess into my guess. So you create an input that runs. Once that runs, that's when I'll increase the ticker. And then with that, what I can do is immediately after checking to see if you're correct, which I won't be, I can check to see if G is greater than max G? Max G limit, that's what it was. If G is greater than, yeah, just greater than, then we want to go to leaving. Easy. Boom! There we go. That's where it's at. So, that works. Now, you know, the cool thing about this is actually I can take an entire script just full of this shit. Everything up to this point. I can dump it somewhere else. And then I can create, well, actually I guess I should take all of this. And then I can take that and I can go and dump it somewhere else in its own file. And then I can create a new file that just has this. Well, let's say I named everything else in a file that was called counting.py. I would just go include counting.py. And we'd be good to go. This would work. Fucking magic. I want to mess around with that later as well. But, so we got that figured out. We've got difficulty figured out, I think. I do believe we've actually completed difficulty. I'm going to give it a couple more test runs. 5, I guess high. I guess high. See, now I should only be limited to 3. I shouldn't be able to get that 4th one correct. That's my problem. So, what I'm going to have to do instead is I'm going to have to take this statement and I'm going to have to turn it into the if statement. So if g is greater than g limit, then we're going leaving. And then this one becomes my first elif statement. And we delete that. And of course we need to print you suck. See how that goes. See how that should go. 5. Guess low. 6, 7. Can I even guess one more time? No, but it does prompt me to ask. Prompts me if I want to do it. So, instead, the first thing I'm actually going to do is go... I'm going to take this print. So... So if g... Ugh. How do I want to handle this? So... For this one, what I want to do is I want to go if my g iteration is greater than 1, I want it to return. Otherwise, it will be allowed to run this statement, which I only want to actually... I only want it to run the once, and I keep on forgetting that 0 is actually number 1, which would explain my problem. Because for 3 guesses, I actually need to set this to 2. For 10, I need to set this to 9. For 16, I need to set this to 15. So that should fix that problem. Then... where was I working now? Guess if else, you only have... And then the rest of this shit... Oh, I guess actually this needs to be double indented. Go! and then the rest of this shit can be separate. So I think this will work. Medium difficulty. I only have 9 attempts to get it right. It says, so that's another thing I need to fix. It says I only have G limit, but I actually need to go G limit plus 1 attempts because that will make actual sense. Oh, I guessed high, really? Oh, but now for some reason it exited the loop on me. So I don't want this to return. I basically want this to okay, so instead what I want to do, I think, is I just want to ask if G is less than 1 and then do it. So we're on medium difficulty. I only have 10 attempts to get it right. I guess low, take another shot. Okay, we're working. 7, 8, 9, 10th shot. I suck, thanks for playing. Now I'm curious to know if I can guess it on the 10th attempt and be getting it right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have guess, give me the number. Print num. I'm pretty sure it was num. Yep, okay. Print me number when I do this so that I can guess it on the nth attempt. The number is 13, so 1, I only have 3, 2, and the number is 13. I suck, so I can't accomplish it on the last attempt. So, how are we determining lose? If G is greater than G limit, and G is iterating at the top, so we need to iterate at the bottom. Is basically how that works. It's pretty simple. I can't believe I put it at the top to begin with. I think I even had it in here at some point, and then I moved it up, and like, that's just such a nub mistake. Okay, so my number is 7. 1, 2. Wow, you guessed it. It took me 0 tries to figure it out. Okay, so it's not iterating down here. That's not good. So I guess if I want it to allow me to win, I need this to be actually the second still. Because it needs to allow me to win, but it can't give me another chance. Okay. And we can remove that L, we can remove that, and try this now. So, easy, my number is 18, 17, 17, 18. Took me 0 tries still. I'm not iterating. Oh, okay. So now I'm actually able to iterate at the top every time. I should be able to. So G equals G plus 1. You know how that should go. My number is 9, 8, 8, 9. I guessed it. Thanks for trying. It took me 3 tries to figure it out. Run again. Easy. My number's 18, so 5, 5, 5. I suck. Thank you for playing. Nice. I am very glad with where this is headed. I am enjoying this process. I think this video went so long that it actually stopped recording. Nope, it's still recording. Okay. That's good, but that was like maybe an hour. So, if anyone actually sat through this, you're fucking incredible. Thank you. Have a good one. See you in the next episode when I hit up the play again option. Yes, play again? Do you want to play again? Bye, guys.